guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, welcome. I'm Nina, the simple Kenyan girl. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification if you haven't. And yeah, welcome. Today I'm gonna be talking about healthy mothers. This is all postpartum depression, postpartum psychosis, and all that hormone that is released after you give birth. Yeah, and we're gonna talk about that. Yeah, so today I didn't manage to shoot during the week, so I'm doing this Saturday morning. So let's get started. So today I'm gonna specifically talk about postpartum psychosis, because this is something that I've had a friend talk about and say how they are experiencing it, and I was like, I've never heard of something like that, and I wanted to explore more on it. So yeah, let's get started. First things first, if you have any of these symptoms or any of whatever you hear here, please go talk to your pediatrician, talk to your partner about it, and then you can find a doctor or an OBGYN so that they can enable you to go through it and manage it. Why are you supposed to manage it? Because it has its consequences, and we're gonna talk about that too. All right, so what is postpartum psychosis? This is caused by prenatal mood, anxiety, and disorders happening within the first year or the few months of life. So this is right after you have given birth. It can start actually on your last month before you give birth. So yeah, it occurs in one to two out of 1,000 women after giving birth. Yeah. This mood is strongly okay. Let me answer this question. Who are at most risk of getting this kind of postpartum psychosis? It's strongly associated with bipolar disorder, and goes on to develop bipolar episodes outside postpartum period. You might be wondering why you've never heard of this, or if you've ever heard of it, good for you. Please go check on the moms who have just given birth, and it's a very nice thing to just detach. Just ask, how are you doing? Not how is the baby doing, and then you just stop from there. No, ask the mom how she is doing, her specifically. If she has any thoughts, what is she thinking about? It's really good. It might seem like a little bit invading of someone's private space, but it's a very nice way of starting a conversation and knowing if they need help and if you can save that life. Yeah. Two, schizophrenia or psychoaffective disorder. This is mostly, yeah, we have that, is a condition. And then we have childhood abuse or traumas, specifically physical and sexual abuse. They can cause this. And insomnia too. This is actually the highest, may highly trigger it. If you don't get enough rest. You can't get enough rest, of course, when you have a newborn, but if you don't get at least 3 hours of rest, if you're not getting rest, get an audio that will just make you get some rest, or just listen to the baby sounds, the white noises. You'll just doze off. But if your brain keeps on waking up, just get a meditation or something and just listen to it. You can just excuse the baby and you go listen to it somewhere else, and you just fall asleep, because sleep is the most important thing after you just give birth. Because apart from the postpartum risks, one, it gets a lot of milk in. 2, you are in a better mental state after you get some rest. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the symptoms. What are some of the symptoms? 1, we have delusion. Delusion about religious or nature. This is something that you just think, or you're just diluting about it. Yeah. 2, we have visual hallucinations, like seeing someone's face on the baby's face. I don't know if you're getting me. Like you see your baby, and the face that you're seeing in the baby is the face of someone else, which might trigger it. Yeah, because maybe you're seeing the face of your abuser on the face of the baby. Yeah, might be a little bit triggering. Yeah. Another thing, the third thing is setitonia. This is a distant look when experienced the psychotic episode. Like you're not there, like there's a way you just know there's a soul in there talking, but when the episode is happening, you see there's nothing. The look is just not, the soul is not there. Might sound crazy, but we are not here to label, okay? We're here to educate and inform so that we can be better mothers, we can be better parents, and we can be better to our kids so that they can be better in their future, in their lives. Yeah. The fourth thing is auditory hallucinations. This is like hearing voices. For a good example is radio music playing, and then you hear a glass breaking. These are very good explanations in watching a horror movie, which is happening like in your mind or in your brain. And I'm here to tell you, you are not alone, and you will recover after seeking help or treatment, and you are not to blame, okay? So don't blame yourself. It's just a hormonal thing that happens in the body, and it's okay, all right? Just seek help if you have any of these symptoms. Seek help, yeah? If you have a friend who checks up on you, talk to them, tell them what you're feeling. If you feel like when you talk about what you're feeling is a little bit too much, or someone might take a look at it as dramatic, don't be scared. Just share it and just hope, because when you share something like that, someone is able to know if you need help, and they might recommend something. And if you have all these symptoms and you think and you're not sure and you don't want to talk about it, I would advise you go to Postpaturm International. It's a website. You just go check it out and maybe talk to someone there. They have that chat thing. You can talk to someone and they can really guide and help you through it. Yeah, it's treatable, and it's okay to share the true thoughts in there, in your minds. For example, I had a story of a mother who had just given birth to her twin girls, and she had 2 babies. So these were her 4th. And she was saying in her mind, she was just thinking of setting the house on fire after the kids have gone to sleep and the husband. So she talked to the husband, and that night the husband promised to just hold her hand the whole night so that she doesn't do it, or just be alert. In short, he was alert the whole time, so that and then from there they sought help, and now she's fine and she's sharing the story. So this is something that can be treated, and it's normal because we are raising human beings. We don't want to mess them up. We are so insecure, especially right now, because the society is so wicked because you might do something and then it might mess them up the next second or so. Yeah. So what are the consequences of not treating the disorder? It's just a disorder. Most of the parents that I've had them sharing the story, they are just under anxiety pills. Yeah. So, and just need a timeout. It's okay to have a timeout, mom. It's okay to have a timeout, okay? Don't feel guilty about it. Yeah. So some of the consequences that you might experience if you don't treat this disorder. One is suicide. Yeah. There's another story that I had. It's on YouTube actually. There's a mom who just she had her baby who had the placenta had not the placenta, the umbilical cord had ruptured around the neck, and she gave birth, and the doctors told her the baby might have brain problems, and yeah, so she held on to that thought, like, my baby is not okay. And I think it overwhelmed her, and she shared the story with the husband, and they were seeking psychiatrist help. But then it was long ago, because like right now I think the daughter is about 15 years. I am not sure, but yeah. So after like 6 weeks, the mother just left the baby with the dad, and she went out to the grocery store. And when she experienced this psychotic episode, she just parked her beside the bridge and just committed suicide. So this is a real thing is happening, and we need to talk about it so that we can kill the stigma behind it. It's okay not to feel happy after you give birth, yeah, because you have all these changes in your body, and we need to make that like normal. It's normal, okay? And it's okay to seek help, okay? Yeah. An advice to the partner, if you're watching this, if your wife is experiencing this episode and you don't know what to do, it's okay to just be there, present for them, and when they are open to share the story, don't call them crazy, don't just like, what are you talking about, you have a beautiful no, just listen. After listening, just navigate a way to just seek help, or just tell them like, hun, I think you're experiencing postpartum psychosis. Can you just hold my hand? We go forward and seek help about it so that we can grow this beautiful family together. Yeah, that's a nice way of starting. Okay, so the next thing that you might experience is 2% of these women kill their children. And I don't blame them. I blame the mood, because when you, let's say you have been abused before, and then you see this face on your child's face, I think you might be triggered. And that's where I'm saying it's very important to talk to your partner about it, because one thing, you will be able to figure it out together. It's really hard to figure it out alone if at times you are experiencing the episodes. So yeah, another thing, you might end up in prison, because if you kill the child, of course the society is not gonna forgive you. No, the law is not gonna forgive you. And that's why we really need to talk about it. We need to kill the stigma around it. Yeah, and that's why I'm saying, let's break the epidemic and allow women to share their thoughts without labeling them that they are crazy, they're psychotic. It's okay to be psychotic. It's just a condition you are experiencing, or a mood, and it passes, of course. it passes. When these kids get to a certain point, you recollect yourself and you are okay. And that's what healthy mothers, and choosing yourself first, choosing your mental state first, is a long way to go. Okay, don't feel pressured. Can I talk about breastfeeding for like 2 minutes? You might be pressured to breastfeed. So if you know breastfeeding drains you mentally and you need to breastfeed that baby, like, you can try, but when it gets to a point like you can't handle it, you're losing it, girl, it's never that serious. You need to be okay first so that you can give that baby the best of you. Yeah, so if you're checking up on a new mom, these are some of the questions you should ask. How are you sleeping? Yeah, you can start, how is the baby? And then you go, how are you sleeping? And then, do you have any thoughts in the new motherhood journey? Just checking in at the woman specifically. Yeah, just roam around the woman specifically, because after giving birth, most people tend to conjoin you, like you are you and the baby. It's not you alone, it's you and the baby. And then when the baby grows up, it's the baby alone and you and the baby. So we need, like, I don't know if you're getting me. I don't know if I'm sending a point home, but if I am, please give this video a like, share, and turn on no and please share this video. And if you have ever experienced any of this, please DM me. Let's have a conversation. You can post about it. If you're comfortable, you can just comment on the comment section. We can just get this conversation out there. Yeah, and then we'll talk about postpartum depression, because it's a real thing too. It's happening, and we need to kill the stigma around it too. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining me and my little family. I will see you guys on the next video, and yeah, bye bye.